Welcome back. We certainly experienced some showers today. Currently 70 degrees, winds going west at 8 miles per hour, the humidity at 87%, and the barometric pressure at 29.96 and rising. Now for our area condition, it looks like Linton, Odin, Washington, and Bridgeport temperatures are ranging from the 60s to the 70s, with Linton light rain at 64, Odin overcast skies at 69, Washington light rain at 70, and Bridgeport overcast skies at 70. Now, as you take a look at our current temperature map, it looks like in the New England area along the Atlantic coast, temperatures are in the 60s through the 80s, with Buffalo, New York at 67 degrees and Miami, Florida at 89. Now for the northern, central, and also southern plains, temperatures are in the 60s to the 80s, with Lincoln, Nebraska at 76 degrees and San Antonio, Texas at 86 degrees. Now for the west, along the western coast, temperatures are a bit cooler. This is in the 60s to the 70s, with Portland, Oregon at 61 degrees and San Francisco, California at 66 degrees. Now, as we take a look at our frontal map, those cooler temperatures are being caused by this high pressure system and this cold front, which is moving off into the east. As you guys can see, nothing really going on in the U.S. with some dry conditions. Again, nothing much. We do have a few showers in the Montana area. Now for the east, as I said, we have this cold front pushing off into the east. Now this is what caused us some showers and some thunderstorms for parts of this area earlier this morning. Now this is expected to keep going through along the week, which will bring us more chance for showers and thunderstorms as we take a look in our forecast. Now for tonight, a 30% chance of showers, cloudy, calm winds with a low of 56. Then for tomorrow's condition, partly sunny skies with calm winds at a high of 78. Then tomorrow night's condition, partly sunny skies with southwest winds going 3 to 10 miles per hour with a low of 59. Now for our extended forecast, it looks like Wednesday, Thursday, and also Friday, partly sunny skies with Wednesday at 77 and a low of 51, Thursday at 70 at a low of 49, and Friday at 67 and a low of 45. So it looks like the sun will rejoin us in the time for the weekend, Mitch.
That would be great. Thanks, Danny. It was a big win for the Lincoln football team Friday night. Cody Cully is here now with the details. Cody?
That's right, Mitch. The Owls defeated arch-rival Jasper to give the team a much-needed lift after opening the season with 3 straight losses. I'll have highlights from the game when News Center 22 returns.
When the New York Philharmonic opens their season, the amazing Wagner and Strauss soprano Deborah Voigt sings music by Wagner and Strauss. Alan Gilbert conducts, Alec Baldwin hosts, next time on Live from Lincoln Center.
Vincennes University is unbelievable because we are about making sure our students succeed academically, socially, personally, and I think that we go above and beyond to make sure that happens.
VU is unbelievable because of the people, and that's staff, students, faculty, and all of us in it together. It's a very encouraging place, a place of possibilities, and that's unbelievable.
Alice's stunned Wildcats. Good evening, everyone. For WVUT Sports, I'm Cody Cully. Vincennes Lincoln snapped a 4-game losing streak to arch-rival Jasper Friday night. Taylor George had 2 key picks in the contest, and Kyle Richardville kicked the game-winning field goal as the Owls upset the 9th-ranked Wildcats 25-22 at Inman Field. Lincoln quarterback Gunnar Hutchinson threw for 172 yards and a touchdown, while George had 4 catches for 111 yards and a TD to go along with his defensive effort. It was the Owls' 2nd straight win as they improved to 2-3 overall and 2-1 in Big 8 Conference. Lincoln travels to KZ for a non-conference game this Friday. The North Knox football team was also in action this weekend. but the results were not to the Warrior fans' liking as their team lost to North Central 25-21 at Memorial Stadium in Terre Haute. Cody Basinger made 2 huge pass receptions and 3 big catches in all in the last 3 minutes as the unbeaten T-Birds improved to 5-0 overall and 3-0 in the Southwest 7 Conference. North Central hadn't beaten North Knox since 2006 and had been outscored by the Warriors by more than 100 points during the past 3 seasons. Vincennes University cross-country runner Hunter Motts helped lead the 6th-ranked Trailblazers to an 18th place finish at the Indiana Intercollegiates in Bloomington on Friday. Motts finished the 8K course in 27 minutes, 16 seconds for 85th place as VU finished 18th out of 21 teams overall and 12th out of 15 teams in the small state category. On the women's side, sophomore Gabrielle Kuhn led the way for the Trailblazers. She was 116th with a time of 21 minutes, 27 seconds on the women's 5K course. The Trailblazers will compete again at the University of Louisville on October 1st. The VU volleyball team defeated host Lakeland 25-19, 25-11, 25-22 Sunday to improve to 12-7. Freshman Lauren Bratcher recorded a double-double with 27 assists and 12 digs against the Lakers. Sophomore Bonnie Stone led the offensive attack with 7 kills, 10 digs, 2 aces, and 2 solo blocks. Next up for the Lady Blazers is a trip to Parkland College Thursday. The VU tennis team was also in action over the weekend. Jose Satini posted 2 singles wins and combined with Trailblazer freshman Eric Bermudez to win their first Flight B doubles match at the Purdue Fall Invitational. The VU doubles duo dispatched Butler's Tommy Marks and Sam O'Neill 8-3 in Flight B doubles, but lost to Iowa's Matt Hagan and Chase Tomlins 8-5 in their second match. The Trailblazers now turn their attention to Wright State and University of Dayton Invitational this weekend. The Indianapolis Colts are 0-2 for the first time since 1998 after losing to the Cleveland Browns yesterday 27-19. Adam Vinatieri made all 4 of his field goals, including a 52-yard bomb in the second quarter. Kerry Collins finished with 191 yards on 19 of 38 passing, including a touchdown and an interception. Joseph Adai and DeLone Carter combined for 109 rushing yards and a respectable 4.2 yard per carry average. The Colts will try and set things right on Sunday when they host the Pittsburgh Steelers. Michael Vick's big return to Atlanta ended with a concussion, Vick spitting up blood, and his Eagles losing to the Falcons. In the third quarter, Vick got spun into his own lineman and then left the field spitting up blood. He would later walk to the locker room for an observation and not return. When Vick left the game, the Eagles were up by 10. But Atlanta quarterback Matt Ryan led the Falcons to 2 late touchdown drives, and the Falcons beat the Eagles 35-31. 2 of those Ryan touchdown throws went to ageless tight end Tony Gonzalez, who went past Terrell Owens into the 5th spot on the NFL's career receiving list. Week 2 of the NFL season draws to a close this evening as the New York Giants host the St. Louis Rams. The St. Louis Cardinals are making a playoff push by avoiding looking at the big picture. Alan Craig hit 2 homers and drove in 3 runs. Chris Carpenter gave up 8 hits in 8 innings as St. Louis improved their playoff chances with a 5-0 victory over the Philadelphia Phillies on Sunday night. Albert Pujols also homered for the Cardinals, who have won 9 of 11. Chase Utley had 3 hits for the Phillies, who rested just 2 starters a day after clinching their 5th straight NL East title. The Cardinals remained 6.5 back from Milwaukee in the NL Central. Finally in sports, it's time for our play of the day. Today's highlight comes from the Sunday's Bears-Saints game at the Superdome in New Orleans. Quarterback Drew Brees drops back for the pass and finds wide receiver Devery Henderson racing down the middle of the field. Henderson gets by not 1, but 2 Bear defenders and is off to the end zone for the score. Watch the replay, Mitch. You can see it from the quarterback's perspective as Brees throws a 79-yard scoring strike to Henderson as the Bears go on to beat the Bears 30-13.
Well, that's too bad for the Bears. Thanks, Cody. Well, we've all heard the excuse, "the dog ate my homework." Now that phrase has been taken to an all-new level. Coming up next, we'll meet a woman who says her dog ate her inheritance. You won't want to miss her story. Stay with us.
7 local teenagers were arrested in the hate crime killing of an Ecuadorian immigrant in Patchogue, New York.
My brother is dead, and I don't want no more hate for nobody else.
What happened is a tragedy that will forever change this community.
A town that refused to turn away when their values were shaken.
You know, somebody had to die for us to realize.
It's hard to speak up.
Everybody said no.
All over America, there are buildings in the shape of something.
The Big Muskie was put up in 1978.
And you'd be amazed how many people come through town just to see the ketchup bottle.
And I think people love something that really gives a place a stamp that makes it look different.
This is all what they call, I believe, roadside architecture.
I think people like outrageous things.
It's that curiosity that we all have.
We call it a program about unusual buildings and other roadside stuff.
You've heard the classic excuse, my dog ate my homework. But what if instead of homework, your dog ate something worth nearly $50,000? And as Michael Finney tells us, it was a doggone hassle for the Pooch's owner to get her money back.
This is Jack. Like any normal puppy, he likes to play, romp, chew.
And he ate all the paper that was in the house that he could get his teeth on.
That's what got him into trouble back in March. It started when donor Roberta Kimnitz inherited part of her mother's estate. That included 2 accounts at Bank of America worth $49,000.
I got the checks in March, and they vanished.
Roberta received 2 checks and left them right here on this table with the rest of the mail.
Unfortunately, we have a very young and very precocious puppy that decided to taste them.
Roberta's son, Dan, says he's pretty sure he knows what happened. Their Scottish Terrier was just a puppy and full of mischief. Dan was finding chewed up cables, wires, and paper all over the house. So when the check went missing, all eyes turned to this little guy.
Seriously, Jack ate the checks.
We're not sure if he actually completely ate them, but I did find scraps of B of A material all over.
Roberta contacted the bank. Now, she was embarrassed to say the checks were in a dog's belly, so instead she reported them lost. The bank confirmed no one had cashed them. However, it would not replace the check for 90 days, just to make sure. Roberta knew the checks were in no shape for cashing, but she waited the 90 days anyway. And then waited even longer, and still no checks.
I talked to 8 different people in 8 different call centers, and they all promised to send me the money. They didn't send me the money. It just went on and on and on.
We were getting so frustrated we didn't know what to do.
Roberta couldn't get the bank to reissue the checks. 2 months later, she contacted 7 on Your Side.
Within an hour and a half, an executive at Bank of America called me. I was thrilled.
After our call, the bank promptly issued new checks. Dan picked them up, and this time he did not bring them home.
I didn't want Jack to have a chance to eat them again.
Bank of America said there was a delay because the mother's account was maintained in a different state and because Roberta was calling a toll-free number instead of a bank manager. However, it still said such a delay is not normal and we regret that it happened.
Now we can laugh about it.
I was mad at him, but what can I do? He's a baby boy.
Well, hopefully they're keeping their important papers away from Jack now. And that's all for this evening. For Danny Taborn and Cody Cully, I'm Mitch Columby. Join us again the same time tomorrow. Good night.